298 people were killed when Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 was shot from the skies on July 17, 2014. The plane was flying from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur when it plummeted into a remote field in eastern Ukraine, scattering debris and human remains as it crashed to the ground.
The flight went down, according to Reuters, between Russia and Ukraine.
This is the third tragic incident in which planes have crashed in that area.
An outrage of unspeakable proportions.
The area was and still is a war zone, controlled by Russian-backed rebels fighting against the Ukrainian government. Investigators were refused access to the crash site, and questions and controversy still remain about who shot the plane down.
Malaysia is deeply concerned that the crash site has not been properly secured.
Unfortunately, the Russian-backed separatists who control the area continue to block the investigation. All of which begs the question, what exactly are they trying to hide?
Western officials believe that Ukrainian rebels backed by Russia are responsible for downing the plane and for the deaths of the hundreds on board. The Russians, for their part, have suggested it was a Ukrainian fighter jet that shot down MH17. The official investigation is still ongoing. But one man, backed by a team of volunteer researchers, believes he's found the smoking gun.
Up until July 17th, I was mostly focused on Syria, and what happened is I had someone come along and say on Twitter, can you look at these videos relating to the downing of MH17? I started with a few videos of the Buk missile launcher, and it just grew from there. It's looking at stuff like social media posts, information on satellite map imagery from Google Earth. The more we dug, the more stuff we found, and the more lies there were to expose.
Over the past year, the Bellingcat team has gathered compelling evidence that pro-Russian rebels shot down the passenger plane, using a Buk missile launcher possibly supplied by Russia.
Some people have called me Putin's nemesis. They've tried to attack our work. The ultimate goal for us is really to help everyone understand what happened with MH17, bring the people who are responsible to justice for killing 298 people. On July 21st, the Russian Ministry of Defense had a press conference where they presented various claims pointed to the Ukrainians being responsible for shooting down MH17. Over time, we've managed to establish that these claims were false. For example, the Russians claimed that this video was filmed in government-held territory. They said this was definitely not filmed in rebel territory. In fact, they have evidence that it was filmed somewhere else. They claim that the billboard that you can see in the background of the video has a street address on it, and that street address points towards a government-controlled town.
These pictures were done in the city of Krasnoarmeysk. That is confirmed by a banner that is situated close to the road.
So we compared satellite map imagery, photographs of the local area. When you actually compare it to the actual image of the billboard, it says something completely different. So we can see here that the Russians clearly lied about what this billboard said and where it was located.
The investigative team has also raised serious questions about the legitimacy of evidence put forward by Moscow.
The satellite map imagery that they presented was clearly untrue, because what we've been able to do is buy imagery of the same location from the same day, taken only within an hour of the Russians' supposed image. And there's huge glaring differences. For example, there's whole areas of vegetation in the Russian imagery that's been ploughed away, it's been destroyed. All these different elements in the two photographs show that the Russian Ministry of Defense imagery is clearly wrongly dated. We've obviously had a lot of attention from the Russian media like Sputnik and Russia Today, but we just ask if people don't believe what we're doing, just look at our work and actually go through the steps we've taken. We give links to all our sources, we use open source information so nothing's classified, and we explain how we do what we do. If it was Russia or Ukraine, we're not really bothered, we just want to know who was responsible. So the information we've gathered, I think, has given a real insight into what actually happened.
The Dutch Safety Board's final investigation report is expected in October, but so far nobody has been arrested for the downing of the aircraft, and the suspects, a number of whom have been named in Bellingcat's reports, remain on the run. Malaysia is pushing the UN Security Council to approve an international tribunal to prosecute the perpetrators. Russia has called the move counterproductive, and as a permanent member of the Council with veto power, it is unlikely to support the tribunal. That means those responsible may never be brought to justice.